Here at 4 o'clock, thank you so much for joining us this afternoon. I'm Faith Jesse.
And I'm Jonathan Martin. We are now getting a better understanding of how these undocumented migrant roundups are affecting our local communities. 11 Alive's Joe Ripley is live for us in downtown Atlanta outside the ICE field office. So, Joe, how are people feeling right now about the impact?
Well, Jonathan, Faith, just within the last few hours, ICE actually released new numbers announcing more than 3,300 arrests made nationwide just since Sunday. And already here in Metro Atlanta, churches, businesses, even schools are feeling the impacts.
There's been a lot of confusion and a lot of chaos and a lot of fear. What we're hearing is mostly, could this happen to me?
Santiago Marquez is the CEO of the Latin American Association. He says recent roundups of undocumented immigrants have hit communities hard. He says his organization is seeing an increase in folks asking for help and answers as to what comes next.
One of our major concerns is families being separated and kids being abandoned, right? And so nobody wins in that scenario. And so we're really this is why we're really pushing for these families, that if you are in danger of being deported, please, please, please think about creating a plan and what would happen to your kids and who would take custody and guardianship, because nobody's going to benefit from having kids separated from their parents.
Marquez says he's getting reports that schools and businesses are a little emptier out of precaution, just 48 hours after federal officials conducted sweeps and detained hundreds of undocumented immigrants.
We are hearing from our school partners that families are scared and they're really thinking twice about sending their kids to school.
On Sunday, Immigration and Customs Enforcement has rounded up people in Atlanta, Chamblee, Tucker, Lilburn, and Cartersville. And with no timetable for just how long these roundups could last, Marquez says he's just focused on giving people facts over fear.
Sometimes the best you can do is just tell people the truth, and the truth might be scary.
And today we reached out to the Department of Homeland Security to learn just how many people were arrested right here in Atlanta, and of those arrested, what they were charged with and where they're being held. They referred us to ICE, and ICE has not gotten back to us yet on those questions. Jonathan.
A lot of concerns here. Joe, we did mention earlier in the newscast that there is a freeze right now in federal funds. How is that impacting some of those families getting help?
Well, sure. A lot of those families rely on advocacy organizations like the one Santiago Marquez runs, the CEO, and they rely on federal funding. So with that freeze in federal funding, it brings up a number of questions. With all that in flux, Marquez says that just be patient, know your rights, of course, and keep coming to them with questions. They'll try to answer them as best as they can, Jonathan, throughout this time.